The guns went quiet at 8 o'clock and Dementia Donny did it again. Pakistan has broke at the pause, oil has created 16%, and the bullish bias that we discussed last week has come to fruition. Dementia Donny and the Great Pesaco trade has happened again. This time I'm on it for a change, I'm on the right way. 8 o'clock on Tuesday evening, the most consequential deadline in modern financial history quietly expired without any bombs being dropped. Pakistan's Prime Minister brokered something very few people expected, which was a 2-week ceasefire with the conditional reopening of the Straits of Hormuz. The actual rocket stayed grounded, thankfully. The carpet bombing back to the Stone Age, unsurprisingly, was another idle threat, and the taco trade delivered again. The market's S&P futures 2.5% up, Nasdaq rocketed 3.3%, the Dow's up over 1,000 points, and the VIX has surprisingly shed nearly 20%. Anyway, moving on, my extra long weekend has now come to an end, and I'm officially back at the desk after an extra long weekend. The bullish bias I suggested last week has come to fruition, and obviously with a little taco boost just to help it nudge along the way. The big takeaway out of all the news, which is the good thing, is there's a 2-week ceasefire and the markets are obviously loving it. I did honestly think that we'd see a little bit more down movements before the eventual bottoming out. The S&P was down 9.7%, Nasdaq was down just a cat's whisker over that 10% threshold for a corrective move, 12.4%, Dow 10.9%, Russell 12.1%, all down. Now that we're out of that crash window, I wouldn't really call it a crash as such. I mean, the speed of movement was so slow. Yes, we did get into that correction territory, but it was over a 45 trading day period. So it's not necessarily a crash as such, but certainly we're into that correction territory. And when you look at the speed of movement, I wouldn't classify that at all. Since Uncle Buffett is also sitting on his biggest cash pile ever, there may still be something in the wind to sniff out later on, but as a short-term trader and not an investor, the short-term trend is bullish. SPX left yesterday breaking out of its tight range on the 30-minute chart, as did the Russell, and we should be popping higher, about 150 points higher or so on SPX, assuming that the overnight move holds, which it is so far. So the taco has delivered, and I'm looking forward to the markets open. Let's see what the day brings.